Welcome to Black Dragon Gaming, back with another Lord of the Rings Rise to War video, and we're here for the start of Season 3. Now, I just want to have a quick look at the map. Alright, so I've chosen the Variag faction, so you can see here our keep in the eastern wastes. Alright, but my keep, or my settlement, is way up here in the Hills of Rune. Alright, so that's way above where I thought I would be, but it looks like you only get the one territory, and that territory is just where your capital is. Alright, so let's have a quick look at the capital. Well, that didn't work, did it? Alright, so there's nothing that I can really do with the capital at the moment. Alright, so obviously it's not a first chapter thing. Already got quite a few land tiles being taken here. You know, if I had my army up and running, this would be a really good spot to have. Look at all that food that I've got access to straight away. Even got the war beasts right here, even though they were fairly useless in the last season. The fact is I've got them right next to me, which is great. And at the moment there's no one else around me. Look at all of this. This is really good spot to spawn, except it'd be a very desirable spot, so if I'm here alone I'm going to get attacked pretty quickly, I would imagine. Alright, so let's go in here first. We want to upgrade a few things. Just need our barracks and eastern quarters. Alright, let's get them up and running. Alright, so we've only got our skirmishes to start with. That's okay. Now, when you first start, you don't want to overload with too many troops. You pretty much just want to be able to supply a couple of armies. So you really only need... I'm going to do 20 for now and see what kind of command that sets up. Just something to get started, just so I can take a few tiles around me. As for commanders, alright, obviously the Witch King is one that I want pretty much from the start, and probably Lurts as well, because they're two massive damage dealers, so it's just going to help me out pretty early on. Okay, so I've quickly set up the Witch King and Lurts. Early in the game, you really want those high damage commanders as well. Helps you really take those land tiles around you. I want to just run a quick experiment. Rather than just going for a 1 power tile, I'll see if I can go for the 10 power tile using both of these guys together. Just have to be quick to make sure that they both hit at the same time. So that will hit within 5 seconds. We'll definitely lose one, but I'm just hoping that the second can do that. Just speeds things up a little bit if you can take some higher power tiles early rather than just trying to take the 1 power all the time. Alright, and there we go. Success. And that's only with one command on each of these commanders. Of course, Lurtz is going to fail that first one, but with what he has left, the Witch King was easily able to finish that off. So that's a quick little tip for you guys. Alright, we've also finished some of our early journey. It also speeds some of these up. Alright, and you also notice just with that one action, it's taken both of these guys straight up to level 3, so it helps progress your commanders just that little bit faster as well. Okay, so the faster you get these commanders up and running, the easier it's going to be as you move through the game. Just want to see what else I've got around me. You want to try and make sure that you're connecting tiles as best as possible as well. So let's have a look. So we're able to take the level 4 tile pretty easy with a couple of levels. Let's see if we can go straight for a level 6. Right, so alerts will still hit slightly in front. You may also notice that early in the game you don't have that 10-minute penalty when you lose a battle either, which really helps you out in the early game. Alright, so that's going well so far. And neither of them died either. So Lurtz was actually able to take that one all by himself. Alright, so that actually works out quite well. So we should be able to, let's see if we have some upgrades available here. Still need to upgrade the barracks, which means you need the conscription post. Want to try and rush through to main hall level 3, so that way I can set up my warband. So it still needs to go a little bit further. Alright, so just going to have a quick look at the ring. What you want to do early on, start moving up this path here, because what you want to unlock is your stamina and your control. Right, now for the early part of the game, you then want to move down the path of your sweeping. Okay, so that way you can build up the experience from sweeping the mobs that are around you, because not only does that give your commanders experience, but you're also getting the resources out of them as well, and it's far more efficient than doing your mock battles. Now all of these ones over here, again, they will be very important as you build up that strength, but early in the game you want to make sure that you're sweeping rather than mock battling. Don't do a mock battle on anything under a 200 tile, because otherwise it's just not worth the experience and time for doing that. You want to make sure that you're sweeping and also gathering. Right, this will really help with your resource management in the early part of the game. Alright, so speaking of which, let's send in the Witch King on this guy. So it's coming up as terrifying. We've got alerts as evenly matched. So let's once again, we'll send alerts in first. Then the Witch King. He may not need the Witch King, but I'd like to send them both just in case. Saves you having to go backwards and forwards and topping up on troops or waiting the 5 minutes for a draw to finish. Alright, so that mob was taken care of by alerts. Alright, so we're progressing here a lot faster than what I thought I might, so I've underestimated my own ability here, but that's what 2 seasons of playing this game will do for you. You get to understand the way that some of these mechanics work, and you can get into it a little bit faster. Let's have a look up here. Alright, so I usually do get the season pass. Not sure. This actually looks like a pretty decent piece of armor to have, like a rather defensive piece of armor, and the defense for large units is actually a really good thing to have. I'll investigate that more a little bit later though. Now, some people do like to buy the extra construction queue, which I would only advise if you are really good at managing your resources, because having that for an extra 30 days, it can help you upgrade everything a lot faster. But if you find that you're running out of resources, quite often you're only running 1 or 2 queues anyways. So if it's something that you can afford and you are managing resources, go ahead and grab that. Otherwise, don't feel like you're getting left too far behind, because in the end, like I said, most of the time you find that you're not running all 3 queues anyway. Alright, so we've created our warband. So if any of you guys are on server 0002, you're more than welcome to join us. I'd really like to be able to help players out as best as I can. Don't worry if you're only fairly inexperienced at the game, or if you're a seasoned veteran, it's fine. We all like to help each other. I'm not one of those people that likes to push everyone to the front lines of war and tell people that they need to do this and need to do that. All that we ask is you're active, and we're more than happy to work with everybody. Alright, so I'm just looking ahead a little bit in the season chapters. Looks like after chapter 3 is when you can dispatch commanders to occupy structures, and that will help develop the structures so you can earn different buffs for your warbands. Okay, it's only for the warbands. I thought that was meant to be for the whole faction. Maybe I misunderstood what they were saying, but I'm sure that they did say faction. Alright, Right, so we'll bring you more information on that as it becomes available. Right, for the time being, you know, just those few little things that I've shown you at the start should help you, rather than trying to take all of these 1 power tiles all the time, which don't really get you anywhere. If you do have a few good commanders, just load them up so you can send them into battle together and develop just that little bit quicker. Alright, you see Lurtz is already level 6, Witch King level 3, even though he hasn't had to do very much, he's missed out on some of the battles, but I will push him through. And look, hopefully in a couple of days I'll be able to take 200 tiles, hopefully before this area gets taken over too much, because like I said, so many resources where I am at the moment. It'd be really nice to be able to grab them early in the game. Alright guys, well that's a few tips for the time being. As some of the newer features become a little bit more obvious in the game, I'll be sure to bring you more information. Just one thing that I do want to touch on, the developers did say that they were adding Umba to the game. Now technically, I'll bring up a map that I've had on one of the other videos that I did to show where Umba actually is. The developers have actually stuck it over on this island over here, which I'm not sure why they've done that. Maybe they didn't want to extend the map, but I was really hoping that there would be a bit more space down the bottom added to the map, but maybe that will be something that they bring in the future. Okay, for now guys, that's everything. So hopefully this helps you get off to a really good start in the season. If you do have any questions, pop them in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe so that way you don't miss out on any of the future content, and I'll make sure that I bring you more information as I get it. So thanks everyone for watching.